Finally, a Digimon World game that returns to its roots. It isn't like it's just localized as a World game when it was supposed to be a different Digimon game originally. Because there isn't an official translation, so Digimon World Re Digitize is actually World game, which is more or less the same as World 1 gameplay base, but a different story. Of course I used one translation. So this one translation teams us Japanese terms at least for Dig evolution levels, like baby, child, adult, perfect and ultimate. Digimon World Re Digitize was developed by Trey Crescent and published by Bandai Namco Games, now known as Bandai Namco Entertainment, only for PlayStation Portable at first. Later, Digimon World Re Digitize the code was released only for Nintendo 3DS. Both versions were published only in Japanese, or only in Japan officially. From what I have heard, the code has more content, but I chose to play the original version because I wasn't sure if that console emulator wouldn't crash when it crashed for me when attempting to play a different game. Hence I started playing original release, the PlayStation Portable version. I talked about maybe trying both versions at least to see if there will be crashes or not. But now that I'm reading the script, I'm not sure about it. Of course, which will still be fun translated. Like I still wasn't able to finish this game. Mainly it gets tiresome or tedious in the stories, but on old, when you need to retrain Digimon from the very beginning over multiple of its life cycles, to be able to do the story content. Speaking of the story, which seems to be better than Digimon Story Lost Evolution story. Really? World game is a better story than a story game? Anyways, this game's story. For which, because it was translated, there weren't subtitles for the cutscene. Thankfully, it is only one cutscene. At first I wanted to quest it, but figured out to see it on the other. So then the premise. After the main character, which I will call MC from now on, joins a chat room where they start talking about mysterious email with a link to some kind of website. The link led to a real life where they need to answer it. After answering it, after failing multiple times, they get sent to the digital vault. So this isn't just a one character getting in the digital world in a vault game, but multiple characters. One of them is Mirai, which is its first appearance in a game. Another character first appearance is in Decode, but which is Rina of course. That's one reason why I talk about also playing Decode. Anyways, a little bit more of the premise. While training your Digimon, you also need to collect garbage data to restore memory still of every arena and of course recruit Digimon to join the huge city. So yeah, this story was interesting to me enough, which kept my attention to some degree that I didn't mind training Digimon, but not enough to make me finish the game. Like there is more lore when you receive emails from characters and when you get access to the alarm newsletters, which share what is happening in the moment. Or as everyone says in Digimon Friendship, real fault. Why is the almond fault called real fault in Digimon media? Isn't the digital fault also real, but digital?
その調子、勝負だ。任せだ。信じてるぞ。信じてるぞ。楽勝。
Of course, battle-wise, the Digimon mostly fight by themselves, so it's mostly auto-battle, and of course later, when you train Digimon enough, you get more control within battles than just using items and using special attacks. This time, a special attack is where you need to stop as a right place to get more damage, or manage to defend when the opponent uses a special attack. But of course, most of your time will be taken by training and caring, like feeding, letting it go to the toilet, sleeping, and others for the Digimon. Going to the toilet, screens get blocked. Well, at least for me, for most of the time, it happens when I deal with what I drag as fatigue or Digimon wants to sleep immediately afterwards. What was the point of dealing with fatigue if you go to sleep after I deal with it? What's with that feature? Then what's the point? You're not already asking for sleeping. It just wastes time for nothing. It seems it's pointless to deal with fatigue. Fatigue. Okay, I find that I know it's wrong way to pronounce, but whatever. Now about training. This time there aren't slots if you want more stats. Each training is a different minigame. Like offense training is the same as a special attack in battles, and because of it, it is easier to train Digimon offense. More or less I can do max alt, offense and speed training minigames. Defense training to some degree I can do, but then when I start failing it, I continue to fail it. At least one of the remaining training minigames, and whilst there is too little time to do it, it's a brain minigame. MP training minigame, I haven't done it a lot, so I can't tell you about it. So overall, the training minigames are interesting enough that I think I can learn them. Except the brain training, not just because of shortcut time, but also because it's been sorted. Thankfully, the Digimon can do training by themselves, which gives you less stats, but it's guaranteed to finish the minigame. And later in the playtrack you get access to other minigames, which gives more stats if you can do them. Only they are out of the way, behind foul Digimon, and in some places where you can't avoid battles. Maybe only if all Digimon tries to avoid you, then you can avoid them in those battles. And each of the other training minigames are in separate places, which also means you unlock them at different times. At least for some of them, you need to take a portable body with you, because there might not be the lock nearby, or Digimon might be in front of it. Yeah, I haven't learned regular training minigames, then I won't be able to finish the other minigames. Alright, there is also a city bolted gameplay. Well, it is just recreating the Digimon direction to the city, which might open a business which could help you to play the game. Basically, this Digimon gave you a quest to do, so you will be able to return them to the city. Of course, there is a fishing minigame, which can be free food for the Digimon. If you can get safely to the fishing spot, after you have a fishing rod, which is just timing right to catch a fish. For battles, there is a Colosseum where you can fight with players, not multiplayer. That comes from MC's fault, where if you lose, your Digimon doesn't lose a life except if it's a story battle, if you have a partner Digimon with you. You can save Digimon data in the storage, so you can use them only for Colosseum battles under the Digimon estate. Also, there is a Digi memory or whatever it is called. It saves special ability of a previous Digimon. Only you can use it for a limited amount. Different floors are different challenge for battles, and floors go up by 10 except from 1st to 10th floor. Only you rarely get items from these battles, and you don't get that increase for your partner Digimon. Mostly you are rewarded with cosmetic items for the Digimon accessories. You can scam heal by using the Colosseum even if you lose a battle. If your Digimon is low health, entering a Colosseum battle health and mana is restored, and it's the same under battle if you lose or finish. So you can return back to battling for Digimon to earn money. It only applies if you enter into Colosseum battle with partner Digimon. Well, overall, until I don't get burned out by this game, I can keep training by Digimon, even if story is bad on out. However, if it's too much training, like I need to train a Digimon for multiple life cycles to reach stats, then I want to be able to progress the story, or in which I need to be able to progress the story, it gets tiresome and or tedious. But probably the problem lies in it that I'm trying to play it without taking breaks from playing. Like binge playing, it isn't a good way to play. Like maybe at least for a day I need to rest from playing this game. But I binge play the game so I can make videos on them. In this game, evolution's requirements are unlocked only when your Digimon evolves to that form. But still, requirements are fuck you. I don't know. What? Fake? Okay, yeah. But still, requirements are fake. You can find at least a little bit more requirements from dialogue from NPCs. This time, every evolution was different most of the time. So, like, my Digimon didn't constantly evolve to something like Namemon. So, either there isn't a game mistake evolution stage, at least like Namemon, or I didn't make enough game mistakes for form like that. Only another Digimon dies from old age before reaching the next one. Well, then again, I didn't let Digimon to poop on everywhere. I sent them to the toilet, or was it portable potty? My Digimon only died from old age in this game, which showed that some power was transferred, but I even noticed it if it helps me with playing the game. But of course, some life was lost for Digimon, like from 3 lives, 1 or 2 lives was lost for some Digimon. Of course, it still seems that only the player's Digimon have a life cycle. City or friend Digimon doesn't seem to have a problem like that. I am surprised that I managed to get Ultimate Digimon. Only once, but for which lifespan wasn't enough. It died before I managed to beat the story-related battle that happens in the Colosseum, where opponents just spam items. So you are saying I need to train a Digimon from the first form to get enough stats so opponents use as little items as possible in this way. Well, because of that I figured out to test it out if I can use Digimon save from Digi storage for this story ball when it takes in collisions. And again do that, but then if I found then partner Digimon doesn't increase stats, if it fault increase stats, and I don't reserve money if I fault or reserve it. There are some balls where your Digimon is help from other Digimon. Of course, cards returns just to be accurate to collect them up. How can I say that there are Easter eggs to only? Which are more than just reference to it, with as little as possible spoilers about it. Just like that, but about the rainbows. I guess that will be enough, if isn't too many spoilers already. In some places it's harder with 12 Digimon, then if your Digimon is low old, then you can get trapped in if you don't have items to get out of the situation. Like there is a 10 path to avoid the Digimon. Then it's either to lose a life or wait for Digimon to die from old age. When your Digimon is big enough, then it's hard to tell what your Digimon wants because the tracked bubble can go off screen. I guess to be an actual fault game, that means the inventory space should be limited for some reason, and previous Digimon games had more space in the inventory. I also did a little bit of encoder scamming, and going back and forth from a different map. Then the fault Digimon can change, and with it, I chose it what I want to pull against when wanted to go somewhere past the Digimon. And even if you defeated Digimon in this place, then rolling the same map, like that, the Digimon will be appearing at the same spot. When you get access to giant meat, then you stop getting free regular meat from the meat vault. You only get free giant meat from the meat vault, which is same in the vault one. For some reason, the bot is also for camera controls, and analog stick is movement when you are moving. I encountered a glitch. It happened when trying to beat Bola, where opponents found items. Commands disappeared after I opened the item menu. When I did friend or foes, started special attack where I also need to stop at the right time. After the special attack animations ended, the command disappeared and I couldn't do anything at that point. By the way, it turns out that was a manga which was released before or at the same time as the game, which I guess was a promo manga for the game, but it might be a prequel to the game. Thankfully there are only 2 chapters, and which shares MC's name, Take, but it isn't as a default name in game. Maybe it wasn't possible to set the default name on PlayStation Portable. So I also touched the name for the character's name. Only I don't like the story is split into different media if it's a prequel manga. It will be fine as a spin-off in the other media. It's hard to track when the story is told from different types of media, either if it's a prequel or follow-up. I guess games about raising digital monsters where those monsters battle by themselves most of the time, and with a reincarnations or those monsters having life cycles system isn't for me. Or maybe it can get tedious or tiresome when you can progress the story because Digimon reincarnates. You need to start training from the very beginning. Of course, I didn't use a guide for the game, which maybe I could have used after playing the game enough without it. But I don't like those info outside of the game when playing games. Like, is it really a game where you need to use outside information from the very beginning? Okay, for this game, that wasn't the case. Maybe around the middle of the playtrack, maybe a glitch is needed. Or I'm just bad at playing these kind of games. Or it expects you to grind a lot, really very lot, what? And you to choose if you want to grind only for stats or if you want to earn money. Probably because I binge play the game, it's easier to get bored from playing this game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like the video, subscribe and comment. See you next time.